Hey guys, Shadney back with another process video today to share. Um, and this is for all the snow. I've got 3 snow layouts that I'm sharing. This is the second one. So right now what I've done is I've pulled out a thin sheet of white. It's cardstock. I should have used printer paper, but it's just what I had next to my desk. So I've taken it and I've folded it into eighths. So in half, and then in half again, I think 3 times. And then I'm just carefully, not carefully, that's not what I meant. Quickly, not carefully, sketching out like a snowflake kind of shape. And then I'm going to cut that out to use as a template. So this part, it doesn't have to be perfect or anything. So once I cut it out, and this is why I said that I should have probably used printer paper because it's so thick to cut through, but it's totally fine that I used, it's like a thinner cardstock. It's not like a regular cardstock. Because whenever I go to trace it, cardstock does make it a little easier to trace, I guess. So I've cut that and unfolded it, and then I'm going to pull out the background paper I'm going to use, trim that branding strip off, and on the back side I'm going to trace this snowflake with a pencil. And it doesn't have to be perfect or anything, it's just, oh, sorry. It's just going to be the outline I used to cut out the snowflake. And I totally could have used my Cricut, but my craft room's a mess after Christmas and everything. So it was just a little hard to get to, and I was a little bit lazy in trying to get this done. So I did not. So there we go. We've got it all cut out. I used a combination of my X-Acto knife and scissors. I tried to X-Acto what I could, and then I used my little skinny scissors to do some of the curves. It made it a little easier. And then I'm going in with foam tape and trying to add foam tape to the back of everything just to give it some dimension. And when I was holding the picture of it, I was still kind of trying to decide what I wanted behind that background. So I ended up deciding on this bright turquoise snowflake print paper. And I'm just trimming it down a little bit so that when I adhere it to the back, it doesn't go all the way to the edge. So you don't see it like peeking out from behind. So I attach that there. And then you'll notice I do something weird. I've taken a tiny skinny strip of cardstock and I'm adding a little piece at the top and bottom. Actually, I might have cut that out, but I had a little bit of foam tape showing, so I trimmed that off. I mean, I not trimmed it off. I hit it with that tiny little strip of paper. So then I've pulled out some pattern paper, and these are just scraps pieces. And then I'm just trimming them to different sizes to map behind the photo. And I pulled out a bunch of different colors. I just wanted bright, fun for this photo. I mean, for this layout, sorry. And then I am inking the edges just to give that little extra distinction between each layer. I like to do that when I layer a lot because, especially when you're layering papers that have similar colors or the same colors, these ones aren't the same really, but there are, like the pattern that is on them, you can see the cream colored pattern. When you lay that on something else with a cream colored pattern, you don't really get the same layered feeling if you don't have that, in my opinion, if you don't have that. I use a gray ink pad, so a very light gray border around it. It kind of adds more like a shadow look, so you can see the layers more distinctly. Sorry. So just, again, inking the edges. And I don't ink them to, like, distress. I just go right against the edge. So it gives it just, the whole edge is just a light gray. And then I also, you saw the vellum right there. I used a piece of paper. I would have used my ruler, but I couldn't find my ruler. I used just a piece of cardstock and held it down and then ripped 2 of the edges to get it to the right size. And now I'm just adhering these pieces together. Okay, so the photo, right behind the photo is 2 layers of cardstock, and then I added a layer of foam tape. And then I'm going to add the next 2 layers of cardstock right there, just with a tape runner. And then I'm going to adhere that straight onto the vellum. And then on the back of the vellum, I'm going to add another layer of foam. And that just gives it some nice dimension. And on this one, because the photo's right in the middle, that snowflake, and it has dimension, the middle strip of foam tape, I added another layer of foam tape. And that will help it stand up right in the middle and not sink down. There we go. And then I pulled out these snowflakes from the Snow and Cocoa collection, and I thought maybe those, I don't know. It just wasn't exactly what I imagined, like how I was going to do the layout. So I wasn't really sure how to finish embellishing it. So then I pulled out these stickers from their Willow Lane, I think, from Maggie Holmes. Either way, they're chipboard thickers. So I'm just laying them out, and I did show you pulling all of them out because they're all different colors, and I wanted to show the different colors and patterns. I try to keep them like kind of uneven instead of clustering the same colors together. So, and then I did have to go back and add Nuvo adhesive on the back of each because they are those chipboard letters. Plus they are kind of like some don't have a lot of background behind them because of the dimension of that page. And then I pulled these little acrylic snowflake shapes out. They're from Hobby Lobby. They were in the Christmas craft stuff at Hobby Lobby. They came with blue and white snowflakes in them. And then I'm adding little dots for, and I'm going to add little wood veneer sequins. And these are one of my favorite purchases I did over the Christmas season, was these little wood sequins. They look like little sequins, but they're laser cut wood veneer pieces. I don't know. I just love them. I think they're adorable. I will try to link those below as well. And then I pulled out the Heidi Swap spray. And I do shake this off camera. I just think it's boring, so I usually cut it out. And then I just sprinkle a little bit in those 3 little spots where I have clustered embellishments, and that's it. So honestly, the layout comes together pretty quickly after you get that all cut out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope y'all have a wonderful time. If you like the video, please hit like, leave a comment if you have any questions or anything. I always try to respond back to comments. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. I will be back on Sunday. I post usually on Sundays and Wednesdays. So thank you again for watching. Happy scrapping. Bye.